Well, good night and welcome from Biche. It's the rural area. It's a gem in Trinidad and Tobago, and cricket will be played here tonight under lovely weather. And a number of people already gathering here to take in this game. It's the second semi-finals. It's the match against Notorious Knight Riders, and of course they are coming up against Worldwide 11. Let me immediately say good night to Anil Lakan, who will be keeping you company during the course of the night. Good afternoon, Anil.
A pleasant good night to the Notorious Knight Riders squad.
Well, you can see the Notorious Knight Riders team there. Marlon Richards, the captain, Andre Medina, Ashmir Singh, Chris Patia, Jesse Bhutan, Ravi Khan, Sanjeev Guljar, Shatrahan Rambaran, Surat Sipol, Tevon Jadu, and Varun Samaru. And, you know, they all resemble each other there, Anil.
Yeah, a good blend of the youth and experience in that team, with the likes of Worldwide 11, Sheldon Ramharak, Akil Clark, Avinash Mahabir Singh, Kristen Eccles, Ellen Lewis, Emmanuel Garcia, Jerome Gibbs, Jovan George, Nigger Smith, Quincy Babel, and Rushan Lobin.
Well, all the guys from Worldwide 11 seem to resemble each other as well. So the news from pitch side is that Notorious Knight Riders, they have won the toss. They have decided to bat first in this 20-over affair. The umpires are already out there. They're just awaiting the Worldwide 11 because they will be taking the field first. And Anil, we've seen big scores here in Biche in recent times. A prediction of what we could see tonight.
Well, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of exciting cricket. Having looked at both sides, there is a wealth of talent on both sides. And with the Notorious team taking first strike, you know, they will want to set a target possibly in excess of 150. But we'll all have to wait and let it unfold. I believe that the batting power play is really going to tell us a lot going forward deeper into the innings.
I think what will happen here as well is that scoreboard pressure could come into effect later on in the game. 150 Biche on this track, small ground, that might well be under par given what we've seen here. This same team, Notorious Knight Riders, in one of their innings earlier in the tournament got to 302, and Varun Samaru scored 100 on that occasion.
But one also has to take into the equation as well, you know, the fact that this is a semi-final encounter and a lot of pressure, external and internal, in terms of the game itself. So don't be surprised at all that, you know, a 140 total might be very, very competitive, you know, going into this contest.
So it's going to be Chris Patia. He is going out there. He's opening the batting. And he will be looking to make a good start there with his opening partner. And of course his opening partner is, we'll get that pretty soon for you. By Singh is at the southern end of the ground, and he will be, it's from his end the action will begin. as well. So it's going to be tough on George, and he's going to try his best not to put pace for Samaru to work with. He pulls the first delivery down to a wide-ish mid-on, so there's no time for Samaru to settle here. He is immediately looking to get runs. Delivery from George that rushed onto him a bit. It wasn't that short, and George will be looking to, again, just be as economical as he can at the top of the order. It's critical here, the power play. George bowling off a shortened approach. The crowd starting to come out here. Normally it's packed, this lovely venue in Biche. Here's George. Down the leg side, and it eludes the keeper. It's running away for 4, so that's 5 wides. George will want to get away from that. So it's a wide that goes into the boundary. Good evening to all our viewers here on Cricket 360. Your preferred choice for this broadcast. And of course, we'll also say good night to Vishwanath Seenath, the sponsor of the tournament, and Ryan Bash, the president of the league. That's a very good delivery. And Patia somehow gets it down to third man for 4. Well, George would feel undone by that. It was not a bad delivery at all. Let's have a look.
10 without loss.
Playing late, that is what helped Patia on that occasion, and goes into the boundary for 4.
As you heard, the captain of the worldwide 11 also would have batted. So let's see if that decision, winning the toss, has any advantage. 10 without loss. George to continue the ball to Patia. A fortunate boundary. There he is in the Patia.
There's George, he's in again, and this time Patia looking to cut, too close to cut, and into the gloves of the wicket keeper.
Doesn't make contact, got delivery. 10 without. Gets to meet Biche Sports in the final.
Yes, George again, he comes in on balls. Again, this one rushes on to Patia. Patia is playing lead. He gets 1. So good start here by the Notorious Knight Riders team. The score moves on now to 11 without loss.
George again.
This time this one keeps low, and Varun Samaru saved by an inside edge there, as I say goodnight again to Anil Lakan.
They didn't go up in a frustrating appeal. They realized that the edge was taken. He collected the ball and went back to his mark.
A T20 competition.
Full drive.
Sam, this is down the ground, that's 4. Just past our cameraman and into the boundary for 4. Good shot. And it's the end of the first over, is it? Yes, it is. End of the first over, 15 without loss. And Varun Samaru, he is off and running with 5. Patia has 5. A good start there, Anil.
Excellent start indeed. Poor start from Jevon George. The final delivery of the first over, pitching up Varun Samaru, just extended those levers, hit it high and handsome, as straight as an arrow, and it goes into the boundary. So excellent start by the Notorious Knight Riders, winning the toss and batting here in semi-final number 2. A lot to play for. The Biche Sports Club, they have already secured their final position here in finals night. So one of these teams are going to be going home tonight. Who is going to be? It's going to be World 11. They're bowling first here.
Pick up the attack.
So the defending champions Biche in the finals already, Anand.
Yeah, this Biche team just seems, to come good at the right time here in their own competition. But compliments to the Beach Sports Club. They've been doing a fantastic job indeed. You look at this ground in Biche here, it's well maintained, the pitch is in immaculate condition, and everything is all set for a mouth-watering contest here tonight in Biche.
Gets ready. Yeah, he is in to bat here. Sean.
Short outside the offside, played beautifully by Patia for 4. It was short, and he had enough time to pick his spot down at the third man for 4.
Short and wide, asking to be hit away, but a deft touch indeed from Patia. Just waited on it and played late into that third man position. Goes into the boundary. That takes the score to 19. Notorious Night Riders winning the toss and batting.
So it's 19 without loss. What a start here so far, Anil.
Excellent start indeed. Patia possibly just playing a tad too early there, driving out to that cover point. Cover point, there's no run.
I think worldwide will need wickets.
This delivery comes back into him now. Again, Patia looking to drive. Takes a inside half of the bat and goes down to mid-on.
Eccles just going wide of the crease, handling that ball back into Patia. Patia looking to drive. Gets an inside edge. It's goes on to long on. It's another single. That takes the score to 20. So an excellent start by the openers here, really setting the platform for this Notorious Night Riders team. And I tell you what, Vinod, having just looked at what the proceedings are, it seems like it may just be a high-scoring semi-final.
It's a good delivery. It comes back into Samaru, but again, he eludes Kriston, and they get a single, so they're running for almost everything.
Varun Samaru is no stranger to the big occasion, having represented Powerplay Sports Clubs for a number of years, in the white ball competition and also the league competition. So he's no stranger, to be playing in these big occasions. Varun Samaru, a very imposing person out in the middle.
They'll be sitting pretty, looking on and waiting to see who their opponents will be on the 29th of May. Monday night.
So on the 29th of May, we will see the finals.
As Eccles gets ready again, this time comes into Patia.
This time he's gone, caught behind, driving, head in the air, he lost his shape, and from the moment Patia played the shot, he turned and walked away to the pavilion.
So a lovely little outswinger from Eccles there, just pitching and leaving Patia at the last moment. Going for that booming drive, taking the outside edge and chase it. Thank you very much. So Patia is on his way. The score after 1.4 overs, Notorious Night Riders, they are 21 for 1, and the imposing figure of Suraj Sipol strides out to the middle. So we have a DJ, a music truck on board here at the Beach Sports Club here.
So Patia going there, is looking to go over cover, head in the air.
Yeah, boys, they go here, boys.
He comes to join
One leg, please.
the opening batsman.
So Eccles making a timely breakthrough. Notorious Night Riders, they were just about to really pull the trigger there. Patia looking to be aggressive. Unfortunately, not getting close to that delivery. The head up in the air, driving away from his body. And wicketkeeper Chase said thank you very much. And he's back in the shed. 21 for 1.
So good over so far from Kristen.
Comes in now.
Thank you.
Driving and through backward point down to the boundary for 4. Suraj Sipol driving.
Full and wide and really asking to be hit away. Suraj Sipol opening the face there and bisecting backward point to his right and extra cover to his left, and it raced into the boundary. That takes us on to 25 for 1 after over number 2.
Yeah, well, Sipol threw everything at that. It was outside the Austin's very first delivery, and that's the way he plays.
Number 2. These sports. They are waiting the winners of this game. They are ready into the final. Tonight, we're going to have another finalist. Is it going to be worldwide 11 or is it going to be...
So it's 25 for 1 at the moment. And the crowd building up here, Anil. It's a bit still out here as well. A bit humid.
And he gets it on the part. There's a quick leg by...
George will want to get away from that area.
26 for 1.
George just angling that ball into the left-hander there. Samaru unable to make contact. It goes off the pad. The score goes up by 1. It's a leg by.
Leg by signal by the umpire. 1-1 to the score. 26 for 1. George, you now move the C4.
So steady start here from the Notorious Night Riders. It brings Suraj Sipol on strike for the first time.
Well, for the first time in this over. Remember his first delivery, he crashed away for 4.
Left arm.
Ready.
Oh, that delivery too close to him to play that shot. He was looking to play that through backward point some in that region, but it was too close. It made some height as well.
Yeah, Josh coming back brilliantly there, lining up that delivery just outside the line of the corridor. Suraj Sipol only having a second delivery during this innings here, unable to negotiate.
Short, he's pulling and pulling well. That's 6. Great shot there by Sipol. It was short, it came on to him, and his bat speed, if anything else, was almost perfect on that occasion. Look at that. Whap! Out of here. Also got underneath it to get the elevation.
Yeah, Jevon George just going into the pitch there. Too slow indeed. That ball just sit up. But Suraj Sipol, he was into position in a flash and deposited that ball over deep square leg for a maximum here at the Beat Sports Club. So that takes the Night Riders on to 32 for 1. Spectacular bat speed from the likes of Suraj Sipol, Vinod.
Seems to wheel a heavy bat, Sipol.
Yeah, it seems to be in the mood of a Chris Gale, possibly 4 pound. Even if you miss hit, it does go the distance.
That ball went quite a distance. So I think they're waiting for the return of the ball.
So the worldwide 11, they're just having a little discussion. They want to regroup because at this stage, Night Riders, they've really made a tremendous start after 2.3 over. They have raced to 32 for 1 with the loss of Chris Patia, caught at the wicket of Echoes. Varun Samaru, he's no stranger to the domestic circuit, having plied his trade with Power Gen Sports Club, now playing in all those minor league competitions, and I'm not surprised at all that he's here tonight again, willing to showcase his talent. So umpire Simon Aaron having a look at the ball.
Left arm over, 3 balls,
Getting under it and lifting it over mid-wicket. Carries the score to 32 for 1.
Paul, who plays his cricket these days with Monroe Road.
A little fuller, and he plays it on the onside again.
There's a misfield, a fielder rushing in and looking to stop the single and could have given an extra run. Thankfully, for Worldwide, it didn't cost them anymore.
George just going a bit further there. Suraj Sipol just leads onto that delivery. He works it through that mid-wicket position. It goes down to a long one. He gets a single. And he moves quickly on to 11 from 4 deliveries. That takes the score on to 33 for 1.
White ball.
One is beating him outside the off stump, maybe just moving slightly away.
That's a wide.
Wide by the umpire now. So 1 more, 34 for 1. So that one moving too far out.
So George overcompensating there and paying the ultimate price, giving away a wide.
This one is bowled in.
This time it came back in with the angle and he's bowled all over the shop. What a wicket there for George to take. The danger man, Varun Samaru, has to leave, and he goes for 6 deliveries. And
So we're going to have a look at it. George.
A beautiful delivery there from George. Yeah, just coming in with the angle, and there was Samaru looking to drive in the air. Big wicket there for George.
Big wicket indeed. Varun Samaru paying the price of not getting that right leg out to the delivery there. Looking to drive, beaten all over the shop, and the sticks has been disturbed. But in comes a very ambitious, very talented young man out of Barpur. He has been really setting the National Premier League on fire.
Well,
Satraman
Rambaran, yes.
He's had
Central Sports player.
No, he's with Comets. But
Comets.
he would be plying his T10 trade with the TNT Giants Mac Group. Jevon George doing an extremely good job for his captain, getting rid of the dangerous Varun Samaru, and we know how destructive a ball striker he can be, Vinod.
Yeah, you know, he scored a century early on in the tournament. He's in good form, and that's a really good breakthrough there from George. So it's going to be Rambaran to face. Gets a single immediately.
Sataran Ramban, he has been in sublime form, scoring 200s and 350s at the National League level.
Paul is there, still on 11 of 4. The 2 batsmen dismissed, of course, both openers back in the pavilion. And we saw Patia first up. He was dismissed, caught behind of the bowling of Kristan. And then the big wicket of Samaru bowled all over the place by Javon George.
But looking at this Night Riders batting lineup, both Sataran Rambaran and Sipol, they have a huge task on their hands by not only trying to lay the platform, but one of these batters, they will have to bat deep into this innings, you know, to really lay a tremendous score for the World 11 team to chase.
Passing.
Number 4. It's going to be Eccles to continue.
So Saturan Rambaran, you know, as you would know, he's with the TNT Giants Mac Group T10 team, franchise team. So we would be looking forward to working with him.
It's a full toss. That's worked away down to a long on. Just feeling the ball onto the bat, and this is sloppy work. Really sloppy work by World 11, the wicketkeeper not gathering.
So Rambaran comes back on strike. World 11 gifting him that second run. Poor work from wicketkeeper Chase.
Rambaran collects 2 more. Rambaran number 10. Eccles
Touch right back to him, and he puts it down. Well.
A difficult chance indeed. The bowler falling through there is always difficult, having to change directions.
Yeah, could have been taken. He was already
But those
in the position to take the catch, but of course he was moving, and the momentum sometimes comes in the way.
and on most occasions, you know, those catches really have to get stuck in their hand. It's difficult to really, you know, predict. You know, when you fall, sometimes your elbows, you know, the impact of falling could sometimes, even if you have possession of the ball, it could elude you at that last moment.
Just played away down behind square for 4. And that's 4 runs. A full toss again, bowled there by Eccles, and it has been clipped away.
So a gift, if you ask me, you know, the full toss and leg stump. Even if you can't hold a bat, you'll find the gap behind square there.
Yeah.
Anybody will hit that ball away for 4.
Well, just 3 fielders on the onside, square leg, in the 30-yard circle, mid-on and long on. Now they've brought in a straightish mid-on. Much better. It's in the air. It's going to go over backward point and into the boundary for 4.
For a moment, Sipol Mout was definitely looking all over the place there, having not really taken control of that shot. That ball peeling off the outside edge, but it finds its way into the third man boundary, and that takes the score on to 46. But more importantly, you know, it's really setting the tone here for a huge total.
Yeah, Sipol looking to get underneath that one. Struck very low on the bat, but he got it down behind point. Now backward point has been has been sent back to a very wide third man, and the third man comes into the circle. So there's a short third man and backward point on the boundary.
So it's a semi-final number 2 here down in Biche between Notorious Night Riders against World 11.
Sam again, a similar type shot. It goes over third man. So backward point was sent back onto the boundary, and then third man came in after the previous 4 was struck. Sipol now has brought up the half century with, again, looking to get it somewhere over cover. The bat probably spinning in his hands, and down to third man for 4.
So that boundary brings up to 50 for the Notorious Night Riders, and it's come up in very quick time indeed. 3.5 overs, and the score rockets on to 50. But more importantly, I would think that the likes of Sipol, he would just want to curb his aggression a bit. Loud appeal for like before.
Well, I think a direct hit would have had Suraj there.
So absolutely no communication at all from Saturan and Suraj Sipol, but fortune favors the brave here. The Notorious Night Riders, after 4 overs, they are well pleased at 51 for 2. So we're looking at that Notorious Night Riders dog out there with Marlon Richards, Jesse Bhutan.
Let's see if they'll continue with George. He has 1 for 24 and Eccles 1 for 25. It's a very good power play so far, 51.
Yeah, very good indeed. And I would just want to, lend some advice to both these batters, especially the likes of Seenath, Seapol. You've already done the bulk of the work in the power play. There's no need now, in my estimation, to give his wicket away, because his power could really be a defining factor where this Notorious Night Riders total goes to. So one would think that, situational cricket will take precedence over just having a good old swipe.
Yeah, but I think they have the license in the power play to go after the bowling. Current run rate 12.75. There are some other big hitters in the dugout, so I think they've given these guys the go ahead to see just how much they can get in the power play. It's going to be Gibbs to take up the bowling. This time he struck powerfully over cover, and it's going to go into the boundary for 4. So another big shot there by Seenath Seapol. He's looking good at the moment.
Yeah, anything offline is just disappearing here, and the cardinal sin from Gibbs, giving width to Seenath Seapol to extend those long levers.
Yeah, he's bowling in the zone, in the hitting zone. This one holds back a bit. They still get a single.
That single takes Suraj on to 28 from 10 balls. So he's really going about 250 at this point in time. The strike rate.
So it's Seapol, another player in the back group. So they're warming up the Anil for the Dream 11. In the air, and it could be in trouble just over backward point. And point on the boundary cleans up. They will go back for 2. So again, you can see Gibbs on that occasion just holding that one back a bit. And Satrahan was caught. Rambaran was caught unawares. It was a bit of looking to advance, and then he wasn't sure what he wanted to do with that.
Well, actually, it was a cutter from Jaron Gibbs that defeated Satrahan Rambaran. Realizing that he wasn't to the pitch of the delivery, he tried to make that subtle adjustment, but he was already through the shot. But luckily for him, he didn't hold on to third man.
Oh, that's good. This one comes the other way.
So both these bowlers, they're showing some skill in that they have that ability to tail that ball into the right hander. Unfortunately, thus far, they haven't been as consistent as they ought to be in order to really ask a lot more questions from these batters.
This time, this is flicked away down behind square for 4. That's a good shot. So Seapol is really on song here tonight.
So at this stage, it's a Seapol show that's taking place here down in Biche. All the spectators, they've been treated to a delight of some really impressive stroke play from this young man.
Yeah, Seapol has been in good form. Had 2 centuries already this season.
And I also want to remind you, Vinod, he's also with the TNT Giants Mac T10 franchise.
Down the ground, could be in trouble here. And the catch is taken. Fantastic catch taken there. And Quincy Babel takes the catch. Lovely effort there by Babel. And the dangerous Seenath Seapol has to go for 32 off 12.
Suraj going for 32 from 11 deliveries, doing his job, but one would have thought, Vinod, it was not necessary. He's just hitting boundaries, for fun, and looking to really take on the bowler, the long boundary here at Biche, and holding out that mid-on position. So Notorious Knight Riders losing their third wicket, but it does bring out the dangerous Jesse Bhutan. And we know how impressive this young man can be.
If Jesse Bhutan gets going here tonight, he'll hit the ball miles.
Well, I tell you what, during yesterday's practice down at Central Sports, some houses down at Longhorn
Were peppered?
That's an understatement. He was hitting the ball miles. There's Jesse Bhutan. But I'm just interested to find out, to see what's his role in terms of this aspect of the innings. Just 5 overs into the Notorious Knight Riders batting. Still 15 overs away, but more importantly, the 6th over in the batting power play is a very important power play indeed. If you don't get that bowling variation right in the 6th over, that score from 63 could go anywhere to about 75, 80, and then that really, really takes it away from you.
Yeah, they've done really well to get up to 63 in the power play. Yes, they've lost 3 wickets, which is not what they would have wanted. And Jesse Bhutan, a big right-handed batsman.
So, Eccles to continue.
Well, that's a good delivery there from Eccles. They're running for everything.
Rambaran, just checking that drive out to extra cover there, recognizing immediately, and good communication from Jesse Bhutan and Satura and Rambaran there. And the score goes up by 1. It takes the Notorious Knight Riders up to 64 for 3. And we still into the 6th over.
Well, 2 Central Sports players out there at the moment.
Well, it's Comets and Central Sports.
Oh, yes. Rambaran is from Comets.
I think I saw him score 100
Central clubs.
Eccles to Bhutan.
Runs here for Bhutan. That's 4.
He doesn't bother the run. That one into the boundary.
So badly lined from Christian here, going into the pads of Jesse Bhutan. I don't think he made contact. It came off the pads and it raced down to final leg for 4 leg byes.
So Bhutan here to get off the mark.
So that takes the score on to 68 for 3, and four balls still available in the power play. The power play simply means that only 2 fielders are allowed outside of the 30-yard circle.
So he has to get away from the Eccles. So a lot of vendors around. Good crowd on hand. That is driving down to point. Can't get a single. Struck it too hard. And did you get a chance to walk around the ground and sample the fare?
I did have the opportunity, to get some barbecue chicken that was on offer. Very delicious indeed.
Slow delivery, beaten is Bhutan. Bhutan may just want to feel a delivery or 2 onto the bat here before he extends himself. Yes, Anil, I know you're a frequent vendor to the Seymour stand.
Yeah, I'll be visiting that stand during the lunch and interval.
How has that been for you?
Well, I haven't gotten there just yet, but I'm sure I'll get there during the halfway stage of this encounter.
But
But the vendors are doing a brisk trade at this time.
Which is important. What is Bhutan doing here? And that could have had him in trouble. They take a single, Babel Fields.
Good ball in there,
Straight,
good ball in there.
straight deliveries. Look at the sweep. Eccles. Bhutan, what are you doing?
It just amazes me, this young man, Jesse Bhutan. This man has all the ability in the world. He's got all the talent, but just somewhere, somehow, he just seems to want to manufacture sometimes the impossible.
Yeah. Works very hard at this game. He's always at KRC training.
Pitches up the Rambler and he drives. There's a man who misfields and he will get a single. And
So just
good piece of backing up by the man from long on.
4 runs in the over so far.
Remains one to finish the power play on 71 for 3.
So an excellent power play indeed for the Knight Riders.
I think 71, Anil, you will take that any day and twice on a Sunday.
10 times on a Sunday, not just twice, 10 times on a Sunday. And this really does set it up for the batting team. I think what is required now is for both these batters to just keep knocking it probably 7, 8 and over. You just add 28 to that total and you're going to be anywhere in the vicinity of, let's say, 99, 100.
But there you can see Quincy Babel, the ice cream man. He's an ice cream proprietor.
So if this total were to be propelled anywhere close to that 100 mark at the midway stage, we could really see this team propelling possibly beyond that 200 score. So one would think that these batters would be looking to score between 7, 8 and over for the next 4 overs and really set that platform where the rest of the batters like Marlon Richards and these guys could really go mad.
I want to say good night to all of you on YouTube. I hope you're enjoying our presentation of the Biche Night League semi-finals, Rambaran. Proper cricketing shots here by Rambaran.
Yeah, Rambaran, a very stylish young man in terms of his batting, very organized indeed. Loves his batting, gets very annoyed, he plays a naughty shot, and is working tremendously hard, trying to become, another regional player.
Good delivery, good height on that there. Back of a length, Bhutan. Looking to play down to third man.
And if you ask me at this stage, it just seems that Jesse is not clear as how he wants to play.
You're quite right. I don't think he hasn't decided if he wants to go or he just wants to knock it around for a bit. And there's nothing wrong in knocking it around a bit if you've gotten 71 in the power play.
I agree, but I don't think that this position suits Jesse Bhutan at all. Me being the coach of Central Sports, one would be tempted to allow Jesse the likes of 5, 6 overs at the back end of the innings where he could really go mad. I think this position doesn't really suit his game much.
As Rembrandt comes up strike, they will want this partnership to carry into at least 15 overs. Rembrandt tries a tricky shot and he gets through, getting down and just sweeping.
Well, into the Seymour stand there. Nice shot.
A very poor delivery from Jerome Gibbs, but excellent shot from Saturan Rambaran there. Just going on one knee there and allowing that ball to come to him. Use the paddle sweep to great effect there and getting himself a boundary.
This one is short, he gets back and he cuts.
Young Gibbs. His bowling action reminds me of that of Jonathan Driggs. So we take a short break, we'll be right back. So welcome back. Nigel Smith is the man who's going to take up the attack now from the northern end. Ali Lakan will be hoping Essential Sports boys like Bhutan get amongst the runs here.
Yeah, we'd really love to see him get amongst the runs here. It'd really set him up for the encounter against Comets on Saturday at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy.
So he'll actually be coming up against Rambaran.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, that's too full. He hardly struck that. That's a magnificent shot for 6 by Bhutan. He hardly struck that, did he?
Yeah, he just rolled his wrist to get it up.
Look at that.
Just a flick of the wrist, and she goes over the boundary for a maximum. And this is what this young man is capable of at all levels of the game. He's so talented. I just think that he just needs to clear his head, you know, and be very, very clear how he wants to execute. And my word, he's going to be a tremendous player in the white ball format.
Yeah, he's a very talented young man, Bhutan. Now he's paddling this around the corner. The chase is on, and the ball is going to win the battle. So that's 4 more.
So very cheekily indeed from Jesse Bhutan, just getting inside the line and playing that ramp shot there, getting it into the fine leg position. Valiant attempt there from the fielder at.
Well, Makano did well. He covered tremendous ground, got the ball into his hands, and just somehow could not keep it in play. So Bhutan, he'll feel good. He scored 10 of 2. This time that's a huge hit. That is going to Sandy Grandi. Look at that.
Well, I tell you what, I had the experience for the entire of season 23, having a first-hand look of Jesse Bhutan in full flight, and this is just another example of how destructive this young man is when it comes to ball striking.
Yeah, they're not going to get that ball in a hurry. Look at that. I don't know what's better, the shot or the camera work of Matthew Rajaram.
Well, both I must admit was very impressive indeed. But that went miles.
Way beyond the Seymour's shed, the Seymour's stand.
Well, it went past the Seymour shed.
Yeah. Well, the last 3 deliveries, 6, 4, 6. Which meant that he's now, Bhutan, he's on 14 of 10. Well, he should be 20 now, well, 18 of 10. It means, Anil, that he had 2 runs of 8 deliveries prior.
And that just that just tells you that he's a quality performer. Once he stays out in the middle, no ground is too big for him. But it's great to see him, you know, in this kind of ball striking mood, you know, with the National 1 T20 festival due to take place tomorrow at Brian Cricket Academy, and of course it's going to be coming live courtesy 360 TV and YouTube. So all you fans out there, you could log on as early as tomorrow evening when it all gets underway at the Brian Cricket Academy.
Yes, Bhutan again, a short hand jab. He didn't get the extension that he wanted. They take 1, that's all they're going to get.
So it's 6-4, 6-1. You get the rest of the phone numbers soon. The score goes up to 84, but 94.
By Singh. Signaling to Rambaran. There's still 2 deliveries to go in the over. Smith has bowled an over that he liked to forget. Rambaran doing the right thing here. Just giving Bhutan the strike. Bhutan is on fire.
Yeah, just a perfect foil for someone who has that ball striking ability as Jesse Bhutan, keeping the rotation of the strike, keeping the score ticking over, but more importantly, allowing this destructive man to get on strike.
He is Negus, and this is whipped away all along the ground. Fielder at corner misfields, and it goes into the boundary for 4. So they're not helping their cause here worldwide.
Yeah, the
Look at
fielders
this.
the fielders on the boundary, just taking his eye off at the last moment. The cardinal sin when executing your ground fielding, especially if you're patrolling the boundary.
Javon George, was it? So that goes into the boundary. Smith, his first over goes for 22. And Bhutan has now rushed on to 23 of just 12. See Paul, of course, top scored so far, 32 of 12. And Rambaran is 15 of 11.
So just about 2 overs to go, 12 balls to go in the first half of this contest in terms of a batting perspective. And the Notorious Knight Riders, they've rocketed up to 99 for 3. But what is most important, it's going to be very important for one of these guys, either Saturan or the likes of Jesse Bhutan, to bat deep into this innings to really give this Notorious Knight Riders batting unit a score that they believe, will be a formidable one and one that they can defend.
Well, Quincy Barbell is the man who's going to take up the attack now.
Having a good ball in the quarterfinals. They stopped the loop this time, bowling to Rambaran. And we saw how cheeky he can be. So a good partnership building here for the Knight Riders. After losing 3 in the Powerplay, they have not lost 1 after that. So Babel, setting his feet. Rambaran waits. No number 9. The score is 99 for 3.
So Babel is going to take up the attack. You have to be a brave man to ask for the ball in this situation.
But it's all 9s here at the Beach Recreation Ground. It's
Is
the
that your
9.
number, Anil? 999?
Nah, it's 69 is my favorite number, Vinod.
Rambaran is getting a single.
He's doing a very good job at Rambaran. Brings Bhutan back on strike. It's 100 up for the Notorious Knight Riders.
Sorry. The 100 is up in the 9th over.
So Quincy Barber trying to go across the right-handers, which I think is a very good move indeed.
It's a struck straight down the ground, as straight as an arrow, and that's 4. Fielder trying his level best, but he could not pull that back. That was struck with the pace of a bullet from a gun. Look at that. Bang! Straight down the ground. Only a brave man would put his foot along the anvil.
Yeah, very impressive ball striking from Jesse Bhutan from the moment it left the bat. It had 4 written all over it. Pitched up delivery from Quincy Babel and really asking to be punished. Jesse Bhutan accepting that invitation.
Low full toss.
So one of the most important factors from a bowling perspective, when you're bowling against players who have the ball striking ability, like the likes of Jesse Bhutan and even Rambaran to a certain extent, what you want them to do is basically hit the bowlers, is to bowl into the pitch and allow them to cut rather than try and get under the deliveries.
Sweeping this outside the off stump is Bhutan.
So if you're gonna employ that ploy, if you're gonna employ that bowling strategy, then you gotta have your third man in position and a deep backward point. Let them hit you over a backward point for 6. If they do that, well, kudos to them. Don't give them anything in their arc at all.
That goes in the arc, and luckily for him, Babel Rambaran didn't get hold of it. And it's the end of over number 9, 107 for 3.
So the Notorious Night Riders winning the toss here at the Beach Recreation Ground in Beach. Batting first, they are well placed at 173. Saturan Rambaran, he's on 17 from 14 deliveries, but more importantly, Jesse Bhutan, he seems like he's got a plane to fly to some other part of the world. He's going like a train, scoring 29 from 15 deliveries. And another 5 overs of Jesse Bhutan.
Yeah, that could spell real trouble. So the fans, they're sticking up every vantage position here in Beach.
Well, as predicted, there is a change in the bowling. Naga Smith going the distance in the preceding over. But it's going to be Avinash Mahabir Singh. He's going to be bowling into the wicket. He's not going to give the likes of Jesse Bhutan or Saturan Rambaran anything to drive. He's going to be going into the wicket, asking him to cut. Loud appeal for leg before.
Going down the leg side, clearly. Yeah, he's not going to get out.
It's pitched wide outside the line of the leg stump, trying to go across the right-hander, Avinash.
Driving powerfully. Gets only one. It's a good partnership between these two.
So just about 4 balls to get to the halfway stage. Notorious Night Riders. With the score being as it is now, I'm sure they will be fancying themselves to get beyond that 200 mark.
Oh, that's a good shot. Lovely shot for 4.
So innovation at its best here from Saturan Rambaran. Premeditating that reverse sweep, but I tell you what, it was executed to perfection. It beat that backward point to his left and the third man to his right, and it's just raced away to the boundary. That boundary takes the score into 112 for 3.
Yeah, here's Mabi Singh again. Well, he's sweeping that from the middle stump into the boundary for 4. He's just showing a display of lovely stroke playing here. The conventional sweep is just pulled out. Prior to that, the delivery before that, he played the reverse sweep. Well, that's a conventional shot.
Well, I tell you what, Saturan is basically toying with the bowlers here in Beach, because having played that reverse sweep, Avinash Mahabir Singh tried to make that subtle adjustment, but I tell you what, Rambaran, and that takes a partnership to 53 from 28 deliveries.
Good
and it
comeback delivery. Mahabir Singh has had a good domestic season with Caldra. So at the moment, 116 for 3. After 10 overs, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back soon. Well, welcome back as we continue the action here in the Biche. It's the semi-final number 2, and that's taking place between Worldwide and, of course, Biche, winning this is in and out. Unlucky there. Bhutan looking to hit that over the offside, and he has been put down. You don't want to put catches down, especially players of the caliber of Jesse Bhutan. There it was, in and out like your salary going into your account at the end of the month. And at the moment, 117 for Trio. I just got a message from Dr. Michael Dowlat, who, of course, well-known and celebrated former principal of Naprima College. He's now in charge of the international school, and of course he said that, you know, he always in conversation with me, we always speak about the mental aspect of cricket, and of course he just sent me a note, and he's saying that classical batting has its place in T20 cricket. And, you know, getting the singles, it throws the bowler off. When you rotate the strike, you give him, you continuously present him with a different option to bowl to. This is down the ground, they get one, and Bhutan not really getting hold of that. And Dr. Dowlat is saying that, you know, you get a single, if you can just get one shot during an over that brings that extra single, that's 20 runs at the end of 20 overs. And, you know, power hitting, what we used to call whooping. You know, he always gives the bowler that chance of getting you out as well. So there is place for classical batting, according to Dr. Michael Dowlat. Some of his students would be, of course, playing here tonight. Quincy Babel would have been at Naprima College. Also Javon George, Mahabir Singh as well. This is pulled away down behind square for 4, and that's a good shot there. Bhutan finally getting hold of it. A bit too short there from Babel, and it got the desired treatment. Let me say good night to a man who has done a tremendous amount of work here in the Biche. Hafizal Bash, his son, of course, is Ran Bash, who runs the league. But Hafizal, you come to Biche and you see his work. It's a one-man show in terms of the work he does around the ground here. He has planted every single tree. I think we'll get from him how many that he has planted just around the ground. Now, he's a man who plants trees throughout Biche. Let me say good night to Hafizal. Good night, sir. How are you?
Good night, sir. Pleasant good night to everyone looking at the cricket at the Biche Recreation Ground.
I'm sure that you're enjoying yourself.
Oh, I have always enjoyed myself. Here is a place of peace for me, love, and all the beautiful things come at the Biche Recreation Ground.
Well, we see a number of well-manicured trees. There's the duck man. He's having a good time. But there are a lot of well-manicured trees, different species around the ground. And I think the ground staff here is about, what, about 25?
Yeah. You mean around planted trees around the ground?
Yes, how many?
No. Yeah, probably about 75 trees around the ground. Yeah. There's about 75 trees around the ground, the perimeter of the ground. Many more plants and trees. Yeah.
No, I was saying the ground staff is probably 25 people, or is it one?
No, the ground staff out there to prepare the pitches is just about 5 or 6 persons.
But the guy is taking care of the outfield.
But the guy is taking care around the outfield is me. You see, from the rope come back out here, from the boundary lines, that's my work. It's the one-man show. So,
how many trees you would have planted? Your own? I know you spend your own money, you get the trees, you come out here, you plant them, you take care of them. How many trees you would have planted?
In the community or around the ground?
Around the ground.
Well, around the ground, probably 100 right now.
100?
Yeah, roughly.
So you're normally here to take care of them?
Yeah, always. Yeah.
Tabaran trying to get cheeky. We'll get a single. How difficult of a job is that?
I believe you have to be blessed to do that. It's not an easy job living in the country. Trees come like nothing to people, but downtown, you know, you hardly see trees, so people will cut down trees. Trees is nothing to they don't accept that type of thing really. Trees doesn't mean anything to most people around here. to be honest with you.
But they mean a lot to you, obviously.
Oh yes, they are living things. So that's one thing God like about us, to take care of the living things like the dog, the trees, and ourselves. You know.
So you probably have plenty dogs as well.
I don't have any right now, but I always have dogs.
Yes.
Yeah. Until I fence this summer, I hope to minor two again. Yeah.
Outside the off stump, and Bhutan would have been better served trying to crash that through the offside. And they take one more. Of course, tell us about your work in the community. How many trees you would have planted in the community of Biche?
Oh, well, to be honest with you, I probably plant thousands of trees. It's the whole community of Biche. Every government building are well planted and beautified, even better than the recreation ground. One of my best projects is the Biche police station.
Struck in, and it's gone. Is he? Yes, he is. Struck right in front. And the Satra hand, Rambaran has to go for 30 of 23 played. A good hand. And again, depending a bit too much on that sweep shot. Yes, that looked as plumb as one of those plum trees that you would have planted around the ground.
Yes.
So Mahabir Singh, the former Naprima College player, strikes. And it's 128 for 4. Rambaran has to go. And of course, that brings Marlon Richards, the captain of this team. And they call him Load. I don't know why they call him Load, but a man who's carrying a lot of load in Biche is Hafiz Al-Bash, who's here with me. And tell us a little bit more about the projects that you would have funded in Biche.
Well, to be honest with you, I fund every project that I do for the past 45 years. There are lots of projects. The Biche Community Center, around the Biche Community Center, the health center, the high school, the police station, the police park, the street, the walls, around the ODPM office, churches, all over the community, sir.
But where do you get the time?
Well, I always ask myself that question. I took 18 years to build my home, to be honest. 18 years.
18 years?
Yes, piece by piece, it's 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3. And I don't know where I get the time, because if I took so long, it's a gift. It's a gift from God. If you haven't seen a miracle before, this is a miracle. Yeah. I see groups join together to create something like this. I see CPEP join together. I haven't seen anything similar to this or even look like this.
Well, if I had my way, and from what I've seen here, I would have made you the chairman of CPEP.
Oh my God, that I'd be so happy.
Struck away by Bhutan, down to a wide-ish long one. They take one.
Yeah.
So it must come at a tremendous cost. You've planted 100 trees here.
Yeah.
Just here alone.
Yeah, just here alone.
So I asked you just now
Yeah.
where you find the time. I'm now going to ask you,
Yeah.
why are you spending so much money?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know why I spend the money, but I don't even know where I get the money, but it's just happening. That's the real honest answer I give you there.
Probably
It
a
really
blessing from
happened.
God.
Because I probably might have a better home or a better car or something, you know, but I love people, man, and I want to make people happy. I alone don't want to be happy in Biche. I glad to see everybody have something, and so that's why I put a seat for everyone. I just remain standing most of the match,
Yes.
because I love to see how the place full up with people. That's why I build so many benches. It's 80 benches I build in the community, you know.
Right, you built
Yeah.
benches as well.
And all in the streets and taxi stand and stuff like that.
It is struck away and again dropped. Good effort though. Can't fault him. So Babel hasn't done a bad job at all.
Carried away to his left. The ball was in his hands, but it fell out. Richards could have been back in the position.
In and out.
He's on one.
So what are some of the projects that you're probably looking forward to do in the not too distant future?
Guys, this one for us.
Well, there's so many maintenance alone, right? Well, I think the family asked me to retire now, you know, because I could do a little maintenance. So I cannot extend. But if a plant die, I always have plants growing for every plant where it die. So I cannot still work at home. Technically, tomorrow you may see a big tree die next day you see a bigger one put back.
Wow.
So that's how I was really do. Around my house, there's potted trees all over, palm trees, you just name it. It's there for in case that happens. This project must never die until I die. Well, I know what will happen. Right. I took this ground from bush recreation ground, bring it to beach recreation ground, and the people saying it's time for it to be bash recreation ground.
Yeah, so
That's
I
what
think
it's-
I think so.
That's what they say.
You know, you would have done so much work here. You know, I really admire, and you know, I wish you can see the background there. Some of the plants, and they're potted in tires, and then you can see the palm trees in the back as well, all maintained and of course planted by Hafiz Al-Bash. You would have won an international award.
Oh yeah, I have won many awards. I have won the World Environment Green Leaf Award on 2 occasions. My project has placed in 8 categories in the final of the Prime Minister Best Village, 4 first, 2 second, and 2 third. I've won many. I also a Crime Stoppers finalist, and have many Council Award, Corporation Award, and many community awards.
So the man with the green thumb, of course, is, I think Biche is really blessed to have you involved here with them in this wonderful project. Is that a Seymour's stand?
Is that a Seymour?
The Seymour's stand, the punch.
Ah, well, for this season, I haven't walked around the ground yet. Normally I take that walk, but you know, I take hours to watch around. Everybody want to see me. Everybody want to shake my hand. You know, so actually,
I think they're happy with what you would have done for their community.
Yeah.
So Mabir Singh, his 2 overs, 1 for 13. He hasn't done badly at all. Just looking to pull it back a bit here. So it's Marlon Richards on strike. Every dot delivery is priceless here at the moment. That's a good delivery. Richards reading it off the pitch, not out of the hand.
One leg by, one
So a nice wind blows across the ground now into our commentary box, which is situated at the southern end of the ground.
It's getting chilly.
It's really lovely up here in the beach. Bhutan, 43 of 26. This time he's hitting this one way into Bash's property, and that's 6 more.
That is a bad property. Really, that's my brother's son across here.
Wow.
That shop across here.
Pitched up and out of here. They're going to take a while to get that ball back. A lovely shot indeed.
We have all around the houses clean up for that purpose. That's why you see the ball come back. Really is go and help them clean the place to have all about clear.
Yes, your family there, I think they're doing brisk business.
Yeah.
And that's another aspect of this league taking place here. It provides the avenue for the local vendors to come out and really make some money.
Yeah. A lot of vendors, and really poor people making a dollar. It's so nice at the end of the day.
So 49 to Bhutan of 27 deliveries. Cyrus is straight down the ground for 4. That's his half century. The crowd scatters. 50 to Bhutan of just 28 deliveries, and he has delighted the crowd here tonight.
Yeah, he's really delighting the crowd. He scored 100 a couple of years ago right here. He alone single-handedly won a match for his team.
The big man out there, Bhutan, taking control. Time is looking like just guide it down to third man, fails to make connection. Driving powerfully. 6 over cover.
And 6 more. 100
Again, pitched up by Mabi saying all he had to do was to clear the levers on that. Look at this. For the moment he struck it, it stayed in that way. Into the palm trees for 6 there, Bash. And then a 14 into 149 for 4.
Beautiful shot outside the off stump, open the face.
What support would you like to have to make this project even better?
Sometimes it only takes just one thing. Thank you. And you can get it done. Just thank you. Because let me tell you something. It's 45 years I hear. Never yet in history a politician say thank you, Mr. Abash, for the recreation ground.
Wow.
Any politician, any party, never. Anybody who do that create history for me. You know? Simple as that could motivate me again.
149 for the loss of 4.
Well,
14 over.
it's a labor of love from you.
Yeah, it's a labor of love.
How difficult it is though with no pipe-borne water at the ground to keep these plants in such pristine conditions.
Well, it's so bad that we had a T20 game last night in the Trinidad and Tobago cricket board, South Zone, and we had to close the toilet. The tank can't get the water from the corporation. Somehow something happened last night and they filled me up today, but we closing off because we didn't have water for the thing. Fallers to get the plants.
Wow.
The plants are big now. And
So that's 6. 6 more. The 150 is up now. Marlon Richards gets into the act. It's a huge hit there. Over the almond tree. The ball is back with us? Yes, it is. Well, Notorious Night Rider should get up to about 200, a little more.
yeah, 220 because this is a fast outfield and this wicket take bowling, it take batting. He is a beautiful.
Wow, that's even bigger! I think that could have brought down a Caribbean Airlines jet flying from Guyana.
Well, we have our old saying that pine field named Jamaica, so that ball went to Jamaica.
Wow. Look at this. Marlon Richards staying low, getting underneath it. Well. What a hit there, Hafizal.
Very big hit, very, very big hit.
And the ball is back.
And the ball is back. You know the ball lose a day here more than the night?
Wow.
Seriously, we experienced that not too long ago. The ball staying real long to come back in the day, and we wonder how it has come back so fast in the night.
But in the night, everything is dark and the ball is white.
Yeah, probably.
So in the day, you use red balls.
Yeah,
Probably that's why.
Yeah, probably that's why. Yeah.
Being roughed up by Richard.
Babel, who prior to this over, had conceded just 21 of his 3, which was very commendable, given what has transpired tonight. All of a sudden, he's reached 32 and he still has 3 deliveries to go. 2 sixes struck off the very, the second and third deliveries of the over. Marlon Richards coming all the way from Diego Martin and making an impression here. That's 6 more.
Wow.
They're getting bigger and bigger here.
That was a big hit.
Into the pine tree.
Into the pine tree. Jamaica again.
Bhutan, a mere spectator at the other end on 59 of 30. Marlon Richards, 20 of 9, 3 sixes in this over. Prior to this, he would have had just the 2 runs of 6 deliveries. Bhutan is going for a change of glove.
A big score like 230 is not hard to get on this ground. You just have to apply yourself. The outfield is very fast, play sensible shots, and you're in the game.
Well, Dr. Dowlett messaged earlier on, and he was talking about sensible cricket.
Yeah.
There's the Duckman. He's going to go out there, it seems. Six more! Huge! That's the biggest of them all.
Yes. So that's 4 consecutive.
Marlon Richards, you beauty.
And the score, 9.
Bad bowling here by Babel, to be honest. He's pitching the ball up into the hitting zone.
7-3 for ball. With the ball left in this over number 15.
I think, well, Bash, this one might take a little while to come back.
I don't think so.
Well, the ball is back.
It is always here.
Wow.
Oh,
The guys are wrong. They're very good at locating stuff. Trinidad Police Service could probably use their help.
25 of this over so far.
24 runs there. 4 sixes. Here's Babel. He's back. Better delivery. Gets one. Looking for 2 is Marlon Richards. Settles for 1. 25 in the over. Babel finishes his spell. None for 45 or 4. Latest score here, 174 for 4. We take a short break. I want to thank Hafizal for being with us. I want to tell you thank you for the work you have done here in Biche. Continue to be a great warrior.
I want to thank you so much for the opportunity, and you guys have a lovely night and enjoy cricket at the Biche Recreation Ground.
I want to thank Hafiz Al-Bash for being with us. The great work he's doing in this area, of course, is not going unnoticed. Well, on the Marlon Richards' back, there is a name, Lord. I don't know where he got that from, but I want to change that to Lord, the way he has batted here tonight. 4 sixes in the last over. 4 successive sixes. From the northern end. 174 for 4. Here is Javon George. He's in now, and Richards is driving nicely down through extra cover. They take 1 and they're going to easily come back for 2. Notorious Knight Riders winning the toss and deciding to bat first. Bhutan 59 and George on 1 for 26 in his spell so far. Good delivery, slow delivery, mixing it up. And let me say welcome back to Anil Lakan, who's been very busy on the phone tonight. George again gets that one past Richards. 3-dot balls here, Anil.
Yeah, red 3-dot balls from Javon George. Changing ends. Having started from the southern end.
Richards drives. He's going to get a single.
Richards off the strike now.
1 more to the score. 177 for 4. He's in the 30s now. He's on 30.
That single takes the score on to 177 for 4.
Projected score, Anil?
I would like to predict any way of excess of 225 is on the cards now.
Just the Bhutan.
Dropped.
And it would have been a good delivery, the keeper not holding on.
Let's wait on the umpire. Yes, a definite edge. Dropped by the wicketkeeper there. Bhutan backing away.
Excellent change of pace from Javon George, showing his full range.
Excellent over by George here. Oh, the commentator's curse.
Just when you thought that he would finish the over without much damage, he gives away an extra. But the score in itself at this stage is a very imposing target indeed. I would like to say a special good night to Mr. Richard Ramkisoon, the manager of the Central Sports Club.
President as well. No, third man, Richard is set back and he gets back in.
So an ill-advised single there. Marlon Richards playing that ball late to play the lead cut to the third man position, but the guy there, the field one, was quick onto it, rifled the return, and just getting back in the nick of time.
Marlon Richards, I think the problem with Marlon Richards is he's not rotating the strike as he should. He has 30 of 16, which is good. Strike rate of close to 200. But consider that 4 of those balls went for sixes. So basically he has 6 runs of 12 balls.
Yeah, so really just going about a 50 strike rate when you do the maths. And what he's also doing is possibly putting a bit too much pressure on the likes of Jesse Bhutan.
Makano is going to continue. Gibbs, I'm told. Jerome Gibbs.
Have been bowled 179 for 4 overs left. Bhutan and Richards have this wicket. The Gibbs is going to continue. Bhutan hits this one, but it's on the edge.
So Bhutan not getting hold of that.
The keeper gets around. It's a single 180 on the board.
Bhutan closing the bat face there a bit too early.
Tell you something, Anil, if these guys can get up past 200, scoreboard pressure will come into effect.
Well, I think at this stage it has already come into effect, and with 23 deliveries, if they want to go out and run a ball, they are going to get an excess of 200. I'm sure they're not going to be satisfied with what they're doing at the moment. So one would think that they would possibly look to get into that 225 range. And all that takes is 2 big overs here, and they're really on their way to that total.
Straight down the ground. Oh, bad miss there by George. It goes for 4.
So scoreboard pressure. The batters are really now going hell for leather here at the beach recreation ground. Marlon Richards really pressing the accelerator here.
Richards, get it on with things. Richards, 3.4 overs left.
This time it's an appeal for a caught behind. He goes. So Richards is caught behind. Back of a line delivery. Went to pull. And he takes the edge. Marlon Richards has to go. And wicket number 5 has come.
Yeah, Jerome Gibbs going wide outside the line of the off stump. Marlon Richards trying to hoik that ball from outside the legs, outside the off stump, trying to tuck it into the leg side. only feathering a catch to the wicket keeper. So Marlon Richards playing a very, very important hand indeed. So Ravi Khan has the responsibility here of just allowing Jesse Bhutan the strike at every given opportunity. His role would be to ensure just get bat on ball and get the likes of Jesse Bhutan to do the bulk of the batting with just about 3.2 overs left in this innings. The bulk of the work definitely has to be done by the dangerous Jesse Bhutan.
Yeah, he has to try to face most of the deliveries that remain, which should be about 24 deliveries, I know. 21 deliveries, my mistake.
Oh, he doesn't pick up. Pick up and he would have been in some trouble.
So Ravi Khan getting immediately into the action, tugging that ball into the leg side. But more importantly for the Knight Riders, it brings Jesse Bhutan into strike. Bhutan striking just about a 200 strike rate.
All the way, and that's going to go into the boundary for 4, is it? No, it's fielded, and they're going to come back for 2. Richards wants 3, it's not there.
So Jesse Bhutan not getting enough connection with that pull shot.
Struck away powerfully. That's another maximum.
But just for a moment, I thought that ball would have been called a no ball. Just
well, it should have been.
Yeah, definitely over the waist. Umpire Simon Arun, I must admit, he has erred in that judgment there. But I thought the square leg umpire, he should have gotten involved there, Vinod, by
yeah, that's definitely a no ball.
And here we see the Duckman in action. Very skillful indeed.
After 17, to the 200, right around the corner, on the strike, it's going to be split.
This is going to be Ravi Khan.
I don't think he got the worst over than his first one.
Jaron Gibbs bowling his final over of the innings of his allocation here of 4 overs. Remember, it's a 20 over affair, 17 overs already in the books, 18 legitimate deliveries available to the batting team.
So good starts for Richards, for Rambaran and Pasipol, all into the 30s. But it's Bhutan who's carrying on 69. Score again.
So a lot of discussions here. Niga Smith comes back into the attack, trying to ring the changes here. So I'm really loving this matchup here, Niga Smith against the dangerous Jesse Bhutan. Jesse Bhutan will fancy himself to take him downtown, possibly a couple times this over.
Adjusted for the right-handed Bhutan. And the left-handed.
Nigger Smith trying to bowl into the pads of the right-handers.
And he gets ready. And he's going with him, and he's going.
That's a big one again, is it? Yes. That brings up a 200 there, Anil.
Yeah, very impressive ball striking from Jesse Bhutan in his arc. And Jesse Bhutan will continue to feast on that every day of the week and 10 times on a Sunday. So we are seeing a large contingent of spectators here, and I must admit the booths, all the booths, they're doing a very brisk trade at this time. The vendors, they're definitely into the mix of things here.
Remember, you get your popcorn, your slushy, and your hot dog at my catchy. Under the shed. That brings up the 200.
So 200 and still
200 up for the Night Riders.
16 deliveries still to go in this innings.
Over number 18. Short pull, and it's in the air, it's good to go up. Oh, what a try there by the fieldsman. It's one away again for Seenath.
So Nigger Smith here going into the pitch. Jesse Bhutan just rocked onto the back foot and hoiked that ball over that deep goal corner position for another maximum. And he's really motoring here now. That maximum has taken him to 86 from 36 deliveries.
So the score 206 for 5. Remember, the winner of this gets a chance at Biche Sports in the final on May the 29th. And this one is time that shot.
So the resident club here, Biche Sports, having already secured their position in the final. Night Riders and World 11, they're battling out in the second semi-final here at the Biche Sports Club.
Oh, good wicket. Gets an air, Giants running down to the short fine leg for one. One more to the score. 207 for 5. Biche Sports already waiting in the final to see who they are going to play. Night Riders pushing.
Just one delivery remaining in the 18th over here. Ravi Khan has the responsibility of getting the likes of Jesse Bhutan back on strike. A loud appeal. Jesse Bhutan sends back Ravi. So at the end of over number 18, the score, Night Riders winning the toss here. They are well placed at 207 for 5, and what an imposing total indeed, Vinod.
Yeah, that's a very imposing total. The fans there, I think they'll be worried, the worldwide fans at this point in time.
Yeah, another 2 overs of Jesse Bhutan, and they could be chasing anyway in excess of 240. I honestly think now that 240 is on the cards.
Yeah, the way things have panned out, but Gibbs has been good.
But Jesse Bhutan has played a really good hand here for his team, coming in at a very critical time. Having the platform being set by the earlier batters, it allowed him the opportunity to really express himself. And what a wonderful show it has been from Jesse Bhutan, hitting the ball to all parts of this beach sports ground.
Well, that's 6 more. Good effort by George, just couldn't stop it there, Anil.
Yeah, it was a miss hit from Jesse Bhutan, and it still traveled the distance, taking his bottom hand off the bat, but still traveling the distance is Jerome Gibbs. So add 6 to that total. Total goes on to 213. That takes Jesse Bhutan on to 88 from 39 deliveries.
It's Gibbs. Oh, this one takes it inside the edge. It's going to go for 4. So the lock here is going the way of the Notorious Night Riders.
Indeed, that boundary takes the score to 217 for 5.
You're quite right, 240s on the cards here.
And sometimes, you know, I just get a bit perplexed by the manner in which Jesse Bhutan batted. He just lofted that ball over long on for 6, and here it is, he's trying to muscle the ball when he could just extend his arms, hit through the line of the delivery, and it will go miles away.
Bhutan, look at the swing this away. 92 of 41 there for Jesse Bhutan.
So he's striking at over 200 strike rate. And at this stage, you just want Jesse Bhutan to just stand up and hit the ball as straight as an arrow.
He's played some sizzling straight drives. Struck away at 6. This is child's play here now for Bhutan. Goes to 98.
And I must tell you, that's a shorthand job from Jesse Bhutan. Look at it go here, Vinod.
A lot of other hand in that.
Yeah, very impressive indeed from Jesse Bhutan. Really showing us his full array of stroke play here. A lot of power indeed from this young man. And my word, when it hit, it stays hit.
Can he get the 100 here, Jesse Bhutan?
Well, I think it's important for him not only to get 100, but to stay until the last ball of this innings.
Already surpassing 180 with the captain of the worldwide 11. We're looking to restrict them to.
So 8 deliveries left, and the score has really rocketed up to 222 for 5. What's your guess that we're going to get to 240 here now, Vinod?
I think the way things are going, we may even get up to 250.
Indeed. And I was told earlier this evening by some of the guys that 240, you know, normally is a pass score here at Biche Sports Ground.
Well, they're on course to get that pass score.
I think he'll want to face at least 8 of those 9 balls. 8 balls. A wide delivery outside the off top there.
Full and wide, good idea
Engage.
by Gibbs.
Not delivery though. Oh, 7 balls.
Very, very lucky indeed to get away with that delivery. I thought that was very, very close indeed. But Simon Aaron giving Jerome Gibbs the benefit of the doubt there.
Yes, he's taking this one. Looking for 2 minutes. Go.
That's the 100 for Jesse Bhutan. In fact, is he run out? He's run out for 99. Would you believe? Bhutan going back for the second run out for 99.
But an excellent piece of fielding there from the man at square leg there. Pick up and hurdle that return. A direct hit has left Jesse Bhutan one short of that magical figure of 100.
Well, not a direct hit. It was collected by the wicketkeeper, but Bhutan falls short. 99. Take a bow, young man. You would have batted magnificently here.
But is it a little too late here for the World 11 here, Vinod? I think, honestly, the damage has been done.
99 run out.
My word. And it just goes to show that this young man, Jesse Bhutan, he's not about himself, you know, looking at the opportunity of getting that extra run as well. You know, he could have just settled for a single, but looking to seize on the opportunity for that second run and giving up what would have been a splendid 100 indeed.
Bhutan goes for 99. He fielded for the young man. He batted beautifully, but he has put his team in a very strong position. 1 over to go. Gulja is the man in.
And it brings out the evergreen Sanjeev Gulja. We know all about Sanjeev Gulja. A man who has played the street at the regional level, has represented Trinidad and Tobago at all levels with distinction.
To get a 100 there, and he's run out of 99. What an unfortunate incident.
My apology.
The new batsman
I
is
don't think he has represented Trinidad and Tobago at the regional level, but possibly was in the national radar
and it's George.
for some time.
Get ready.
So Jesse Bhutan playing a blinder here for the Notorious Night Riders, really putting his team in the driver's seat here in the Biche Sports Club. Second semi-final action here in Biche. And what a wonderful turnout indeed from the community at all ends of this ground. You know, spectators have really taken whatever vantage point is available.
Squad in the wicket time. He tries his best. He will get two here. He doesn't go for it. So he takes him on 225 for 6.
So Joe and George has the responsibility of closing out this innings.
Scoring 99 and getting a run out.
3.1 over 30 runs, 1 wicket. Not bad returns.
Not bad at all, considering that he went for 15 in his first over.
Yeah, because it has been total carnage from the likes of Marlon Richards and Jesse Bhutan. You know, they really pressed the accelerator from overs 10 to 17.
This one is given. One.
This time it goes down to the point boundary and they come back for 2.
Possibly a third was an offer. Babel didn't seem interested at all. Possibly just lost the ball in the midnight lights.
Sanjeev Guljar. So Guljar on strike.
Sanjeev Guljar, what a all-rounder he is indeed, having played for still playing for Central Sports.
Edged down to short third man, they take 1.
Comes through for the single. One more. 228 for 6.
3 deliveries still available to the batting team. Are they going to get to that 240 mark?
Jack gets one.
Ravi Khan and Sanjeev Guljar, they have that responsibility.
The both batsmen on 3. George peels off his own bowling. Double delivery. So a good final over from George so far.
So Jevan George, recognizing that Ravi Khan was making some room for himself and followed him, nothing he could have done than to just play it back to the bowler.
Again, this one is driven down the ground. There's a man awaiting that, and they will look for 2, don't they? No. One again.
So Sanjeev Guljar, he has the opportunity now to finish this innings off with a maximum.
That's the final delivery left. Guljar on strike. Short adjustment. This one is looking to go after him. There's a wide sit by the umpire.
Well, wide signal there.
238 for 6.
So one legitimate delivery still available to the Night Riders.
And this one is hitting down the ground. The man comes in quickly. They will look for 2. He misfields. Then a throw to the keeper's hand. He will run out. He is run out. So Guljar go around. Wicket number 7.
So the Notorious Night Riders winning the toss here in semi-final number 2 here at the Beach Sports Ground. They finish on a very impressive total of 231 for 6. And we're going to take a break and we're going to be back when the action resumes.
Well, welcome back. Thanks for staying with us during this broadcast of the Biche T20 semi-finals. It's Notorious Knight Riders 231 for the loss of 7, and Worldwide 11 will need 232. Very good first delivery there, just beating the outside edge. Patia opening the bowling.
Just about 11.5 runs per over is run
1.70. Required read. And again outside the off stump, it's gone! Caught behind, and Adi Clark goes first, second delivery, and they've lost the wicket. There was a Patia delivery outside the off stump, looking to play, was neither forward nor back, and they fellas it to the wicket keeper. Well, Notorious Knight Rider seems as if they can't do anything wrong at the moment. But it's a good time to welcome back Anil Laka.
Early strike by Chris Patia. But it brings out Quincy Babel out to the middle. I'd like to say a special good night to Miss Oma, who is doing a fantastic job at Devi Hindu School in promoting this lovely sport. She has been doing a really, really good job together with the rest of the staff and the principal, I must admit. Miss Usha has been doing everything possible to ensure that the lovely game of cricket is part of our schedule at the school. Also, I'd like to say a special good night to Miss Anushka out in San Francisco Hindu, who has been also doing a tremendous job. So Chris Patia doing exactly what Marlon Richards would want from him, getting that early wicket. Run rate just over 12 and over. Flight to delivery there from Patia. And is it Suraj Sipol taking a blinder at that mid-off position? And wicket number 2, Quincy Babel going via a spectacular catch indeed from Suraj Sipol. And this total, I must admit, is a very imposing target, having lost one of their premier batters in this Worldwide 11. Quincy Babel having to go back to the sheds, but it brings out the very dangerous Ellen Lewis out to the middle. Ellen Lewis, the brother of Evan Lewis. So Patia picking up 2 deliveries, picking up 2 wickets with consecutive deliveries. So are we going to see a slip in place? It's a hat-trick delivery. Let's see what skipper Marlon Richards, what support he's going to give Chris Patia. So it's going to be Varun Sarmaru, who is going to be stationed at that first slip position. So Marlon Richards going for the jugular here, wanting to get rid of the dangerous Ellen Lewis here. Slip in please. Short, fine leg. Backward point, cover, extra cover, mid off, mid on. And a deep
Remember, there's
Backward
no run
square.
on the bonus yet. And he bowls down the leg side.
Umpire
Pull
Arun
it away. He doesn't make a catch.
having a look.
And the wide.
And now
Signal
signals a
by
wide.
Simon. So they are off and running with 8 wickets left. 1 wicket. 1 run, 2 wickets. Here he comes again.
So there's a second slip in, please.
Full delivery driven by Lewis. Oh, very close
Excellent feeling at that extra cover position. There's no run.
by Gulja.
So Ellen, nice flowing cover drive. No run.
In.
Patia.
Slower delivery. Looking for a single, gets it. A chance of a run out. Direct hit. And they're going for a second.
So the direct hit normally results in a wicket, but on this occasion it results in a second run for Ellen Lewis. So at the end of over number 1, Worldwide 11 chasing 232 for victory. They are 3 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. Chris Patia doing the trick here for Marlon Richards very early in the piece.
3 runs, 2 wickets. This is number 1, lots of action. Lewis on strike.
Ready, passing, please. Yeah. Okay.
3 runs, 2 wickets in the first over so far. Lewis waits. Patia pushes up on the leg stump. And again, it's down the leg side and signal wide by umpire Simon, so that's 2 wides in the over. 4 runs, 2 wickets. This time he's short and he's pulled away by Lewis and he's going for 4 into the boundary. So the score goes up. It is 8-2 after 1.
So badly line delivery from Chris Patia. Ellen Lewis pivoting on that back foot and hitting that ball down to the deep backward square. It goes into the boundary. The score after over number 1 is 8 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. Chris Patia picking up 2 wickets with consecutive deliveries, getting rid of the dangerous Quincy Babel. So it's going to be Marlon Richards. Marlon Richards, one of the stalwarts of the Central Sports Club, has been a very good servant indeed for that club. I'd like to welcome back Mr. Vinod Mamcha.
Thanks a lot, Anil. It's 8 for 2.
8 for 2. Richard gets ready to bowl to load it.
So Roshan Lubin and Ellen Lewis. So Marlon Richards will be looking to go full, trying to get whatever swing is on offer.
Pitch up and it's in the air. It's going all the way, I think. Oh, it's out. Is it?
Well, he's gone. So that's 3 down now.
He's gone.
Marlon Richards striking early.
2 wickets down. 8 runs.
Full and wide for Marlon Richards, and
Straight down to third man.
Roshan Lubin only finding Tevon Jadu on that third man boundary. So Worldwide 11, they're really under the pump here at the Beach Sports Club. losing their third wicket with just 8 on the board. But excellent bowling from Marlon Richards, going full and wide. That outswinger just leaving Lobing at the last moment, reaching for that delivery, taking the outside edge. It goes down to third man, and Taran Jadu taking a very easy catch indeed. But 3 wickets back in the shed. The worldwide 11 Vinod. They're really, really under the sticks here now.
Yeah, they're really under the gun.
And the scoring, the required run rate at this stage is just hovering around that 11.9 run mark. It's going to be a very uphill task indeed. Somebody's going to have to play an innings of some substance. But more importantly, it's got to be a blinder. Somebody's got to get 80, 90 in about 30 balls really to bring this contest back to where it...
Well, Alan Lewis is very capable of doing that. He's at the other end.
Some trouble. Worldwide 11, 8 runs, 3 wickets.
Here's Richards again. That's a good delivery. Keeping a bit low.
So the new batsman, Emmanuel Garcia, getting hit.
3 wickets falling within the space of 7 deliveries. So 224, 112 balls to get that. Beaten again, lovely outswinger. Marlon Richards is known for that.
Yeah, Marlon Richards has been in sublime bowling form in recent times. You know, prying out some very important wickets for Central Sports, both at the league and the 50-over contest. And with the T20s coming up, he's going to be a handful.
Again, well bowled, good line.
So Marlon Richards getting that ball to sheep away from the right-hander. His stock delivery, Vinod, and that delivery normally will test the best of players in and around Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, Richards has been doing that. He got a number of wickets in regional cricket with deliveries like that. In the air, this is problems. Is it Bhutan? Takes the catch. 4 down. In fact, no, it's Nevin, is it? So 4 wickets down, 8 for 4, would you believe, Anil?
Yeah, so the worldwide 11, they don't seem to have a plan at this stage. It just seems that go out and try and get this runs in possibly 5 overs. But somebody needs to really sit down with this batting group, get some kind of thought process into the batters. They're not going to score this runs in 15 overs. They got to bat all of 20 overs to at least give themselves an opportunity. And what they've done basically at this stage is really put themselves under tremendous pressure indeed.
Well, unless something close to a miracle comes out here tonight, that's the end of that. I think what they have done is put themselves out of the tournament with this early batting display at 8 for 4.
Well, I tell you what, the train has started already. But cricket is a funny old game, Vinod. All it takes is a partnership, but it's going to take much more than one partnership to bring the World 11 back into this contest.
Yeah, it'll take a tremendous effort. Elon Lewis will have a lot to do on Saturday when we cover the Southeastern Sports League final. He was playing for Liverpool and he was left to do everything on his own and just couldn't deliver.
Well, he scored a very impressive 64 indeed. He was going guns at that moment. And I tell you what, Vinod, that game had all the ingredients indeed. And, you know, we got the result that I felt was a fair one in that, you know, the game ended up in a tie.
Yeah, it ended in a tie.
8 wickets, 8 runs,
That's good. That started on leg and swung across the right-hander. And whilst that was happening, that power break, we actually saw the fall of yet another wicket with Patia taking his third. It's now 9 for 5.
Yeah, so it's wicket number 5 and wicket number 3 for Patia. Flighted delivery on about that off stump. Driving in, trying to drive on the up there. Driving with his head up in the air, and it crashed into the sticks.
Avinash Mahabir Singh is in now.
So Avinash Mahabir Singh plies his trade with the Kaldrak squad. Very, very young in terms of experience, but I must admit, very ambitious young cricketer from the Princetown area.
Looking the better of the two, but this is cricket. Full delivery, driven by Lewis.
So good bowling here by Patia.
Has a lot of twists and turns.
So if Jeffrey Boycott was on set, Vinod, I'm sure he would be referring to Patia bowling as some lollipops, serving up some lollipops.
As we this one is in the air, and I can't see, but it looks as though it's one. One more to the score, 11 for 5.
So Suraj picking up there at that deep cow corner position. Rifle is a report. Rifle is a return.
A place in the final at stake on May the 29th.
11 for 5. Remember the target is 232.
That's the make contact, but delivery. Remember, big after party.
Full and wide.
After the match.
Patia asking Avinash Mahabir Singh to cut the delivery. But while that has happened, 2 slips has been stationed as well.
Patia pitches up, this one is driven down the ground. Baseman gets around 1 to the score, 12 for 5.
So Jesse Bhutan doing the feeling there.
Now look at that. That scorecard resembles a 4 number. 0, 0, 0, 7, 0, 1, 2.
Should I be playing those numbers in the lotto tomorrow, Vinod?
I don't think the lotto has so many zeros. 232 the target.
So 232 required from 20 overs. Worldwide 11 chasing that total. They find themselves in a very deep hole at this time, losing half their batting group, with just 12 on the scorecard. 5 wickets back in the shed. Where's your money, Vinod?
Yeah, but and at this point in time, it'll be with the Night Riders.
Yeah, the Night Riders, they have really surged ahead in this contest by leaps and bounds. It's going to take something extremely special indeed to get back into this contest. But it's going to be Marlon Richards to continue.
So the defending champions, Biche, already in the finals, and from the way it looks, it seems as if they will be joined by the Notorious Night Riders.
And if the Notorious Night Riders were to get into the final, I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting final indeed.
It's down the leg side, can't make a meal with it. A meal of it, and it's going to run away very close to the backward square boundary. Retrieved there by Kulja.
So Ravi Khan, wicketkeeper, the wicketkeeper for the Night Riders, not able to skip across. It loses him, it goes into that fine leg position.
Here's Richards again. Driving. And that's 4 for down through backward point for 4.
So a glorious extra cover drive from Avinash Mahabir Singh. Marlon Richards pitching that delivery up, looking for whatever swing is on offer, but it was a full toss.
Actually went down through backward point. So Mahabir Singh being able to pace the field. Good captaincy here from Richards. He has 2 slips in position. Looking for that edge. He normally swings the ball away from the right-hander. That's well bowled. Mahabir Singh right behind the line.
With that total being as imposing as it is at the moment, Vinod, the likes of Marlon Richards, he could afford to have those catchers, close catchers behind the wicket for a very long time indeed. So Marlon Richards giving himself and his team every opportunity to continue to make inroads into this worldwide 11 batting lineup. 5 wickets back in the shed. 3.2 overs already in the books.
Richard gets ready to move to Lewis. Change in the field. Right out in the boundary. Slow delivery.
Edged, just short of Wiltshire.
Doesn't make contact. Double delivery. 20 for 5.
So Alan Lewis not making any connection that he would like. Looking to drive through extra cover. Peeling off the edge, but just falling short of that first slip fielder in Varun Sarmaru. No, Sanjeev Gulda is doing duties at first slip.
Marlon has to be careful here. It can't bowl too straight, it'll swing down the leg side.
Yeah, that in swinger to the left-hander, if it doesn't pitch just on about that off stump, it's going to be tealing down the leg side. Wicketkeeper Ravi Khan doing a good job thus far.
Cut away down to cover. Singh at cover there.
1 for Lewis. 22 for 5. Mahabir Singh back on strike.
So Marlon Richards continue his spell here. Two wickets for 11.
Mahabir Singh is getting behind the line of it. The crowd rate is close to 13 now.
So Marlon Richards, he wouldn't be too bothered about that at all if they continue to deal in singles.
Some of the fans sitting on the embankment.
So a full house here at the beach recreation ground.
As is normally the case.
4 batsmen, win for 0. 1 for 1. Slow delivery.
Slow delivery in the air and he's gone, is he? Dropped him. That should have been the end of Lewis there.
Pitched up delivery, drilled down to long off, a regulation catch indeed. But it was a case where the fieldsman was never in control at all. Patia is the man down at that long off position.
Well, in fact, it's not Patia. It's Rambaran, Satrahan Rambaran, who dropped
My
that
apology.
catch. I think Patia will be looking for you at the end of the night.
Remember.
On 96 balls to get 208 runs.
So Alan Lewis gets a life on 8.
Drop down the 8. We'll keep that in mind. So number 5 to be bowled by Patia once more. This is the last of the semi-final. The winner goes into the final on May the 29th. Patia short of a leg and
That's a lovely shot for 4. That's giving himself some room, forcing it through the offside.
So Patia short and wide. Alan Lewis just rocks onto the back foot and drills that ball through extra cover. Not a man move. Marlon Richards just retrieving the ball.
Full delivery. Edge.
Well, that's 4 more. The lock just not with Notorious Night Riders at the moment.
By the umpire. So still 4 to the total.
Ravi Khan.
Not having a good night behind the sticks.
2, 4, 5. So forming a partnership, that's important. Lewis and Mahabir Singh. Patia gets ready. This to this, the leg side. Push it up on the leg stop. Look at the sweep it away.
Wide.
Look at the signal. It is signal wide by umpire Simon. One more to the score. 33 for 5.
So Patia just losing his reader here a bit.
Climbing slowly. This is in the air. A chance. He walks off. He knows he's gone, Lewis.
Tevin Jadu takes the catch, and Lewis finally goes.
So flight and delivery here from Patia, giving a generous flight indeed. Ellen Lewis going the aerial route, paying the price. Tevin Jadu, very simple catch at that backward point position. And it's wicket number 6. Goes down for worldwide 11.
Dropped in the last over. Not so lucky this time. It's 53 for 6.
But it's a stage here where Ellen Lewis didn't have much of a choice. He had to try and do something special, but in having to arrest the situation, he has perished via being caught at backward point by Tevin Jadu. Chris Patia bowling very intelligently indeed, bowling that delivery from way behind the crease, so at no point in time Ellen Lewis was going to get under that delivery.
33 runs on the board. Over number 5. Patia getting his 4th wicket.
Yeah.
Can he get a piper?
Come on. Nobody will get you 3 balls go.
So it's the new batsman, Grambara. Getting ready to face the bowling of Patia. Slow delivery, beating him outside the outcome, beats the keeper and runs down to the fine line region. They get 1, they come back for 2, 35 for
So
6.
2 to the new batsman.
Sounds like a win.
Sheldon.
I'd like to see a special good night to Terence Hines.
35 for 6.
Good old Tero.
Yeah, looking forward to Terence Hines.
Yeah, looking for wicket number 5.
My goodness, how did that miss the wicket?
So Patia has been brilliant with his 4 wickets. It's bowled him! Make that 5! Patia is the star tonight.
Well, the train has definitely started. The passengers are boarding at this time. World 11. They're really making a melee of this total.
Yorked. That's the end of Sheldon.
And Patia could do no wrong here tonight, Vinod.
Patia 5 for 16.
Well,
Javon George is the man coming in. Now he could use the long handle.
yeah, and I'm sure at this stage he wouldn't have a choice but to go out there and really try and express himself. So it's going to be 2 Caltrack Sports players out in the middle there. Let's just see how they're going to negotiate going forward in this innings.
That's block number 5 in the city.
Yeah.
So there are lots of meat as George Patia getting the 5 wickets in his 3rd over. The score on 34. 33 for 7.
So it's going to be George to face Patia.
Patia into George, he gets back.
Goes deep into his crease, gets this behind his screen, and he's going to come back for 2.
35 for 7 now. 35 for 7, Patia finishes over number 5, his 3rd over, 5 wickets to him.
So at the end of over number 5, we take a short break. When we come back, we will be joined by Ryan Bash, who's the chief organizer of this wonderful tournament. Well, welcome back, and yes, you're seeing right at the moment, worldwide 11:35 for 7. Chasing 232. It's going to be Marlon Richards. So they're going for the kill here, Richards and Patia. Patia has taken 5 wickets, and Marlon Richards 2. Here's Richards. Barry Singh is driving, and the fielder at cover lost it into the boundary now for 4. So it's 39 for 7, and it gives me the opportunity now to welcome Ryan Bash, who is, of course, is the chief organizer of this very successful tournament, very hard worker, and he's with us tonight. Good night, Ryan. How are you?
Good night, Mr. Marchand.
First, I must say congratulations to Ryan as he played in the Masters tournament in Grenada. I think Harriaku, was it? And he won the title.
Yes,
in the air, over third man for 4. Yes, so, well, it seems as if Biche will be facing up to the Notorious Knight Riders in the finals.
So far, it looks like that, yes. So, the defending champs, they are two-time defending champs so far, Biche. They are with whoever wins this game. You know, cricket is a glorious game of uncertainties, so we have to wait until the last ball bowl to say who will be the other team who will be taking part in the finals against Biche.
I quite agree with you, but it's highly likely that it's going to be the Notorious Knight Riders.
Yeah. Favor of them so far.
Yes, led by Marlon Richards. The man called Load. Where did he get that name from?
Don't know where he got that nickname from, but it stuck with him.
Seems to be carrying a lot of load here in this scheme. He's done well, Marlon Richards, hasn't he?
Yeah, so he's led his guys throughout this tournament great so far. Team have gel good so far. They had a mammoth total of 302 scored in the quarterfinals against Central Empires, which was one of a team on paper was a big team.
Here's Richards. Beaten the old swinger again. And it makes no sense, George and Mario Singh just occupy time at the crease. It definitely makes no sense with a required rate of 13.12. You might as well go after the bowling.
Yes, definitely, because as you see, the total is 233 and the score right now it's 44 for 7. So as you said, singles will not help them anyway.
Down the leg side, that will go for 4. That will help.
I didn't see where it went, but it reaches the boundary and it's for the George. So goes up.
So Marlon shifting that one down the leg side. Well, Ryan, it has been a wonderful tournament yet again, and you know, I know you've been working very hard, not from day one, but before that. How has it been this year for you?
I know putting in a lot of work in this tournament. It's not an easy task.
Well, struck away powerfully for 6 there by George. He's giving some back. And that will take the score past the 50. It's now 54 for 7 in the zone, so to speak. And he went with him. Good shot. Staying low, getting underneath it. And great camera work again there. That one crashing into the tree. 5 for 18, Patia. Marlon Richards 2 for 51 at the end of the power play. They're 54 for 7. And at the end of the power play, the Notorious Knight Riders were 71 for the loss of 3. Well, Ryan, hard work is nothing strange to you. You know, you come out year after year and you host this tournament. What has been the biggest challenge this year?
The challenge is sometimes obtaining the ground from the corporation. I don't know, after every year, I know I have to keep going through the same thing for something that is so nice in our community and bringing people to our community. Sometimes I get challenges from the corporation, being honest. And it's kind of getting tiring to see that over the years you're seeing the turnout and the caliber of players is coming to our community, and the crowd on hand to witness our beautiful community of Biche.
Not to mention the fact that so many people are employed, and you have, this is struck down the ground, you have the vendors coming out, they're also benefiting. So it's really something that uplifts Biche. In fact, if you think that Manu Benjamin put Biche on the map, I think this tournament has done it.
Yes, it really did. And I want to say, as we on this case, I really want to thank to my main sponsor, Mr. Seenath, for believing in us for the past 7 years to keep funding us for this tournament. He is a great guy, as you know him, as I said, but always doing things out of his community, and assisting in the way he can.
I haven't seen him this tournament just yet. I don't know if he'll be here for the finals. I'm sure he's going to come along. He, as you said, a great guy. It's Biche Seenath, and he continues to spread his arms very far, and in this case, literally far, because we're in Biche. It's a lovely community. You know, everyone looks forward to being here every year. So this being the 7th edition, Biche is in the finals.
Yes, Biche is in the final once again.
And Biche, of course, the defending champions. How many titles have Biche won during this tournament?
2 so far.
2 so far.
Yeah.
And of course, they have a chance at a third.
Yes, of a hat trick.
Yep, this coming Sunday. Sorry, on the 29th.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said this coming Sunday, but on the 29th, it's Patia. Patia looking for 6. That goes for 4. And Nevin there could pull it back. I'm sure you're very pleased with the turnout yet again.
Yes, I also want to take this opportunity to thank all teams taking part in this year's tournament. Without the teams, we have no tournament, and the spectators have been fabulous. Without them, you know, night after night coming out to support the team, support players, and just looking at good cricket is amazing. I mean, this is the talk of the town right now, the T20, and people look forward of coming out to have a great night with family, friends, meet new friends, and all those stuff.
I can tell you something, this tournament has created quite a stir yet again, as it does every year. And tell me something though, as Patia comes to the end of his spell, wonderful effort, his 4 overs 5 for 27. Tell me, what brings, I know you're very close to the players, I know you being a former national youth player as well. I'm sure that you would have built relationships along the way, but tell me, how come all these national cricketers come this far to play cricket?
Well, my motto is, when you're doing something, try to do it as fair as possible. You don't favor nobody, don't matter if it's your team, because I captain Biche in the zone cricket, but I also told people, when it comes to my cricket, that I have no friends, family to that. Either you stay out on the outfield and bad talk me or curse me or something, then you come and spoil my reputation of my tournament. So we build a reputation of that, try to be fair to everyone, and within doing that, teams come year in, year out, and realize that the nature of the tournament is so fair, and the community itself coming up here. I mean, it's a little drive, but when you come here, they feel at home.
Yeah, definitely. It's worth the drive, and I want to urge all our viewers to come down for the finals, which is on the 29th. It's the night before the holiday, so you'll enjoy yourself. Well, straight down the ground, as straight as an arrow for 4 by Mahabir Singh. And I want to urge you to come down and, just have a look at what we continue to speak about. It's a little drive, as Bash is saying, but when you get here, you forget that drive. And it has been wonderful. Down the leg side, and was he dropped? Bash Singh is having a smile.
Come on, yeah.
Devon Jadu in his first over.
We need to get a name of the bowler. And Marvin Singh goes down the ground again.
It's one bounce down to long on. 164 of 75.
Shadu. Luis Shadu on the ball.
Changing the field. First slip moves away down behind
Brings George on
square.
strike at single. Shot and pull away.
That's George pulling this one down to deep mid wicket. And a lovely stop down there by the young man Singh.
The score will go up.
Tell us about that final that is coming up, Ryan. I'm sure that you have some big plans.
Yes, the finals be on. Well, so far, as we look at the game,
59. This one
seems to be Notorious have an edge over the worldwide 11. So, with that being said, if Notorious goes on to win this game, it will be a massive final. I mean, the home team will be coming out with their support, and also I know the manager of Notorious. He don't take things. He will be coming with a entourage. So it will be a big final and also an after party after the finals.
Tell us about that after party.
After party will be nice. It will be on the court, basketball court as usual. For the past 7 years, thank God it have incident free. So we look forward that people will come out and enjoy themselves after the cricket.
goes back to the top of the mark. Now the continue, George awaits.
One delivery to go in the over.
Faster delivery.
And that one goes through George. Too close to play that shot, and he should not have been on the back foot. It's the end of over number 8. 71 for the loss of 7. And remember, they're chasing 232 in their 20 overs. The delivery there from Jadu. And we're going to see, it seems Sanjeev Guljar is going to take up the attack. Mahabir Singh 29, the top scorer. Jevon George is there with him at 14. Elon Lewis got 13. So it's going to be Sanjeev Guljar from the commentary box end. And he is looking to see if he can get wickets as well to push Worldwide totally out of the tournament. So I know that you're a man who plans forward. You always have, you know, your plans in place. You always look forward. How many teams this year?
We had 8 teams taking part in this tournament.
I know that a number of teams have been calling, they've registered, they want to play. Any idea as to whether it will increase next year?
Either increase or not, tournament will go on. We also extend our invitation to all teams that take part, but they also have a cut-off date. So once if I do my fixtures or call my meeting and teams didn't show up, I go with the teams who was there.
Excellent. Takes a lot of planning. You want that information early.
Yeah.
In the air. And that goes over long on for 6. Good shot there by Mahavir Singh. Tossed up, looking for wickets here, Gulcha. Fielder getting a hand to it, just parrying it over the boundary.
All the 7s on the screen.
Good delivery. And one just drifting away. That's well ball. Cramping in for room there.
Senior player Guljar is so.
Plays for Alaskan Comets, I think.
Yeah. So we also want to take this opportunity to say thanks to Cricket 360 for having you all up here to broadcast this tournament as usual. I have lots of people from New York right now looking on. They only asking me, calling me, Sunday link early today, Sunday link early today.
Yes, it's been wonderful having the audience, and of course we want to say good night to everyone in New York who are locked on to this stream.
It's him on the pad, looking for a single.
Good delivery there by the experienced Guljar.
The end over the line. The score remains on 78 for a loss of 7.
So 36 stands out there towards the bottom half of the table, the scorecard. George and Marbir Singh, former Naparima College students. Marbir Singh, who would have played, went to the World Cup with the West Indies under 19 team a couple of years ago.
It's nice to have these guys up in the community of Biche. You know, sometimes you can go out to look at games, Premier 1 or Premier 2 levels, at those levels, you know, the older folks and things. And it's nice to have these guys coming into the community for the older folks and the younger folks too to come out and look at these guys, showcase their talent.
Oh, swing and a miss.
Well ball.
Tries for the stopping, but his backward was grounded.
Well ball, Akila.
Delivering.
Keep working.
Marbir Singh on 36. Shadowin gets back and he cuts away.
And that's a good shot from the backward point.
But he gets the signal.
It's stopped by Suraj.
One more to the score, 79 for 7.
Bad shot.
Goes to 37.
Bad shot.
Brings George on strike.
Not bad. Not bad. Work on it. Come on. Oh,
After delivery by Jadu. George
This
gets
is
back.
good by Jalu, mixing it up.
Jadu fields. 80 on the ball now. 18 for 7. This is over number 10.
And the crowd build up after about around 7:30, the crowd came in to look at this game. So right now we have a bumper crowd here at the Biche Recreation Ground.
Yeah, that's really good to hear.
come on here.
You want to touch the lives of the community.
He built between Marbir Singh and George. Jadu stops again. This wrap maybe.
Killer. Come on.
Jadu. This one is in the air. High. It's up. The keeper is going out there.
Wow, that could have been a nasty blow. No one called. Singh was on-rushing, and the wicketkeeper canned. He took off. He had the glove. So, a life there for Marbir Singh.
81 for 7. Marbir Singh.
Not bad shot.
On strike.
Not bad.
Jadu. A mix of delivery. Slower, shorter,
Pulled away. Protection down there at cow corner.
Rambaran gets around. One more. 82 for 7. 58. Marbir Singh. Jadu. Continues to George.
Normal. Waiting now.
Is asking a question of the umpire. Jadu puts this one, George. Edges in. And it's going down into the final leg for one. Fine signal by the umpire, so the keeper and Clattering will be questioned on that one from Jadu. And it's the end of the 10th over.
So at the end of 10, we take a short break. And the water break, we want to thank Ryan Bash for being with us. We want to wish him all the best moving forward.
Thank you. Hope you enjoy the rest of the night, sir.
Yep, so 84 for 7. Remember the target, 232. We take a short break. We'll be right back.
And we're back here live. So after over number 10, Worldwide 11 chasing a mammoth total of 232 for victory. They are 84 for 7. Avinash Mahabir Singh, he's batting on 40 from 24 deliveries. Jovan George is accompanying him at this time, scoring 15 from 14 deliveries. But it's going to be George to take strike from Sanjeev Guljar. Sanjeev Guljar, who's got a bag of tricks. His leg spinner is googly. Top spinner, he's got a wide range indeed. And Guljar goes through George there. Classical leg spinner's delivery there, pitching around that middle stump and spinning across George. George had absolutely no answer to that delivery. Wonderful leg break from Sanjeev Guljar.
Oh, he goes again and seems to be moving that ball.
If George is going to make any contact with that delivery, he will have to back himself to go inside out.
And this time, oh, he was advancing. The keeper didn't take.
So wicket-keeper Ravi Khan, alias Papui, making a hash of that stumping. Like to say a special good night to Terence Hines. I hope you're enjoying your holiday, bro.
A holiday, you don't have to get up early. You can party all night long.
So Guljar continues to wheel away, mixing up his variations. George backing away.
A chance, but he's in. Oh my goodness, what running by Mahabir Singh. They see the chance of the...
So excellent running there from both George and Mahabir Singh, stealing a second run.
86 for 7. Mahabir Singh. That one was fast delivery, beats the keeper and the slip and runs down to find leg to get 2 more. And again, the keeper does not gather.
So the wicket-keeper Papui, he's having a nightmare night at the beach recreation ground. Ravi Khan.
Give it away extras. Keeper not gathering. Listen the stumping. Good after this, it's high, it's hard, and it's going down. 4 signal by the umpire for a good shot from Mahabir Singh again.
Flight to delivery from Sanjeev Guljar. That one is lofted over extra cover. Suraj patrolling the long on boundary, trying to affect that stop, but it goes into the boundary.
93 for 7. Slow delivery, drops it up and Mahabir Singh hits it down the ground.
So that's going to take Mahabir Singh to his 50.
48. A good little cameo from this man. The score on the 97 for 7 after over number 11.
So Mahabir Singh 50 coming in, 27 deliveries, 7 fours and 1 6, striking at 185.
Carrying on for the worldwide 11.
So both Mahabir Singh and Jovan George still carrying the fight to the Night Riders.
9 overs left.
So 9 overs remain in this innings. The run rate has now gone to approximately 15 runs and over.
125 of 9 overs. Still possible.
So it's going to be Varun Samaru, Elias Summers, going to be taking up the attack.
So new bowler introduced.
He's going to be bowling from the punch end.
Gets the ball for the first time in over number 12. He's going to be bowling to Javon George.
Okay, Sam.
Been there for a while now, George.
We'll give her, right? We'll
George
give
doing
her.
his job for his
Big,
team.
come on.
Scoring 15 from 17 deliveries.
Here he comes. And George goes immediately after him, goes square. Good piece of fielding by number 19. And he gets two. And the keeper again doesn't take, but a good backing up there. And two for George.
So George trying to get that slug sweep going. Getting an inside edge. It goes down to that deep backward square position. Deep mid-wicket position, my apology. Excellent feeling from Young Singh.
The young man is sick. The umpire is sick, but the fieldsman is sick.
George moves up by 2. That takes his score on to 17.
Stop there,
The
girl.
100 coming up for worldwide 11 in the 11th over.
He's moving around, square around the wicket. George look after him against in the air. It's going into the hands there of the fieldsman, and he takes it. A good catch on the boundary by
So wicket number 8 goes down. Varun Samaru striking in his very first over. Excellent catch from Rambaran on the long on boundary. George having sense that they gotta have a move on at this stage. The required run rate has plummeted to 14.94. Nothing you could do about it, Javon George. He tried his endeavor best to get that acceleration. Unfortunately, he perished in trying to attempt to get that scoring rate up to the required amount. So it's 100 for 8 in over number 12. Varun Samaru being introduced by skipper Marlon Richards, making another breakthrough here. But it brings out Jerome Gibbs. Jerome Gibbs out to the middle. But it's been a lone hand from Avinash Mahabir Singh. I'd like to say a special welcome back to Mr. Vinod Mamchan.
Thanks a lot, Anil. So Worldwide continues to slip to defeat here tonight. And I think it's just a matter of time. Mahabir Singh getting 50 out of that 100 for 8. Had he not got that, you could have understood what could have happened. Could have been even worse.
Well, we could have been on our way to San Fernando by now.
Yep.
So Varun Samaru together with skipper Marlon Richards getting that feel right, getting Patia into that catching position at first slip. So even at this stage of the innings, the Knight Riders are still looking for wickets.
Yeah, so it's going to be Varun Samaru to continue.
And why not? The required rate has gone above 15 runs and over.
Driving is Gibbs. And he's going to get 1.
Marlon Richards moving smartly to his right, picking up, rifling that throw into the keeper. Papui.
Backing away is Mahabir Singh. He forces it down to third man. And that's 4. So Mahabir Singh just making room and playing it down to third man. Good shot.
Yeah. Avinash backing away here and getting that ball down to that third man position for a boundary. So it's been Avinash Mahabir Singh show in this entire innings, winner.
Yeah, the young man has fought well, leading a lone fight here. Sammy's down the ground. That's a very good shot. That should be 6. Yeah, so that's 6 to Mahabir Singh. Dancing down the track nicely and using his feet.
So
what I like about him, he's just not occupying the crease. He's actually playing his shots. He's looking. He still believes that he can get to this target.
Well, more importantly for Avinash Mahabir Singh, I think he's doing his reputation a great deal. You know, you just never know who's looking on, you know, and he could just land himself, you know, something special in terms of a contract.
Backing away again, and there's an appeal for caught behind. He's gone. So Mahabir Singh is caught behind for 60 of 29 deliveries, and Varun Samaru is all smiles. He gets another wicket.
So wicket number 9 goes down here for Worldwide 11. Avinash Mahabir Singh looking to make some room to try and access that offside, getting the inside edge, but a wonderful catch indeed from wicketkeeper Ravi Khan.
Yeah, Khan did well there, taking that catch down the leg side. Mahabir Singh goes for 60. He has done his job here, Mahabir Singh, but got no support. And this is why they are in this predicament, 111 for 9.
Well, it just seems to be that with 232 in the books, from the moment go, they thought that they could have scored that runs in possibly 10 overs. I thought that the approach was not the best from the initial start.
I thought the scoreboard pressure got to them, to be honest. You know, they were just looking at this mountain of runs, which meant that there was no plan in getting there. You know, there was no blueprint that would have taken them there.
And normally when you're chasing an imposing target, very important, yes, you want to get off to a flyer in the power play overs, but you also have to be cognizant of the fact that if you do lose early wickets, it does peg you back. So while you need to have an acceleration taking place, you also have to have that plan where you would require some form of firepower at the back end of the innings in order to give yourself that chance.
It's going to be Sanjeev Guljar looking to wrap it up.
And I'm going to predict that Sanjeev Guljar is going to back himself to get rid of Eccles here. It's not going to be Eccles, it's going to be Jaron Gibbs.
Guljar plays for Comets. A couple seasons ago, he was playing for Presal.
So we're going to be lock in battle on Saturday.
In the air, this could be the end. Could it be? No. In fact, it goes for 6 into the pine trees.
So a lovely strike from Jaron Gibbs there. Flighted delivery from Sanjeev Guljar. Taking him downtown. High and handsome into the pine field. But Sanjeev Guljar is a wily fox. I'm sure he's going to try and outfox him with that googly now.
This time it's down through mid-wicket. That's 4 more. Runs coming here from the last man.
So Gibbs using the long handle to good effect here. Tugging that ball from outside the line of the off-stop. Beat the fieldsman there. Bisects the backward square and the deep mid-wicket.
Quicker delivery. So it's going to be Eccles to face.
I would have liked to see a slip and a gully in place for the number 11.
Well, there's a slip, no gully. Struck away mightily, and that's 6. Runs coming here in Gulja's over.
Yeah, Gulja not afraid to explore and experiment here, but Eccles backing himself, getting under that delivery and hitting it impressively for a maximum. Into the court it goes. And wicketkeeper Ravi Khan, he's having a nightmare of a night here at Biche.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best of nights.
Papu, as he is commonly known.
Plays for Central Sports.
No, I understand he's very good friends with Terrence Hines.
Flatter.
Well, he was going for all money there.
Yeah, direct hit would have had him. So the end of 13, 130 for 9.
So you look at the score being 130 for 9, with 7 overs still available, and they go in at 10 and over. It would have taken them to 200. But it has been that kind of evening where wickets early in the piece rarely dented any hopes whatsoever.
Here on the 29th of May, followed by the largest after party you see in Biche. Make sure you get your tickets early. Book your place.
Well, it's going to be Varun Samaru. Ilya Summers going to be picking it up from the punch end. So I did get my wish, Vinod. There is a gully, no, a second slip has gone into position.
Let's see if Richards will come back into the attack.
So not a bad time for the likes of Marlon Richards to come back and clean up the steal here now.
There's Samu. In the air. This could be the end. Samu himself, he wants it. And takes it. Varun Samaru ends it. And that's the end of the innings. 130 all out. They lose the game by 101 runs. And congratulations to Notorious Night Riders. They go into the finals on the 29th, where they will come up against Biche Sports.
Yeah, Biche Sports has been playing some very, very impressive cricket indeed. And I tell you what, to topple the likes of Biche, the Notorious Night Riders, they're going to have to come again with their A game on the final on the 29th of this month to topple Biche, who are the winners of the last edition.
Biche have won it twice before. They'll be heading for a hat-trick of titles.
So Chris Patia, 4 overs, no maidens, 27 runs, 5 wickets. The architect of that Bhutan meltdown.
Yeah, brilliant spell by him. He got 2 wickets in his first over. Marlon also got 2 wickets in his first. And from then, that was the end. At 8 for 4, I don't think there was ever a chance of a comeback.
No, it was very, very difficult indeed. And clearly, there wasn't a clear plan as to how they wanted to approach that mammoth total. But in the end, congratulations to the Notorious Night Riders. A very clinical performance, if I may say so, Vinod.
Yeah, very clinical indeed, and they deserve to be in the finals. So we will wait to see what will happen. Join us on May the 29th. That's the night before the holiday, when here will be back to the rafters for that final. On behalf of the entire crew tonight, Jason Pasado, producer, Matthew Rajaram, our cameraman, Anil Lakan, the commentator. This is Vinod Mamchan wishing you a good night.